Right, you join me live on the banks of the quarry in Chelmsford, Essex. It's a lake I used to fish a bit when I was younger. It's now a day ticket lake and there's a load of fish in here. I've only got one night this session and I've had a quick plumb round out there. I found a nice spot at about 80 yards, gravel, nice and clean. I'm going to whack a load of bait on it and then I'm going to think about getting a few rigs tied up. Right, so here we are. I've got the rods in position. I'm quite happy how it's gone. Got the wind trickling in down the lake and it's quite cool, you know. It's middle of August now and it's got, the mornings have got that sort of, that autumnal feel to them, you know. It's a little bit chillier. I think today on the radio it said it's the first day since somewhere in June that's gone below 20 degrees all day. So yeah, it's looking good. Deeper part of the lake, I'm probably in 7 or 8 foot. Very weedy out there, but I found quite a nice spot. It's an area of gravel that's very close to a particular part of the swim where I caught a lot of fish when I was probably 19, 20 years old, so a long time ago. But it was a very productive swim then, and I think it's still productive now. There's a lot more fishing in these days. They're saying there's 250, so more than double what used to be in here back in the day. And they say they like a lot of bait. They're quite young fish, so I've gone in with, you know, pellet, hemp, a few chopped tigers, a few whole boilies. I think cut cans of corn, you know, I've got a right old mix in there and put in a little bit of hemp oil to get a nice slick going out there, you know, hopefully draw some fish from the area. The guy on the point opposite, he had 2 bites last night and his area is not a million miles from mine, maybe 40 yards away. So hopefully if there's a few fish at this end of the lake, we'll have a chance. Right, good morning. Had quite a good start to the morning so far. I've got a little one in the net, probably an upper double, and into another one now. When I woke up this morning about 5:30, quite a bit of bubbling going on out there, and very shortly after that I had the first bite. This fish feels about the same sort of size as the one we've already got. Hopefully we'll get him in and talk to you a little bit more about what we're doing. Oh, very forward. You got him? Right, well they said they like their bait in here and this one certainly proved so. Woke up first thing this morning, there's a load of bubbling over the area. Kettle hadn't even boiled when this one rattled off. Probably a mid to upper double. Cracking fish that come from the spotted area where I found that bit of gravel. 2 rods were placed on that zone and it paid off in style with 2 fish. The island rod that was out off the corner of the island wasn't so clear, but hasn't done a bite, so it's definitely paid to have 2 on the best spot. I'm going to slip this one back and show you the other one.
Here's the second one for that crazy little spell. Came after the recast and I topped it up with 4 spods, and it went within seconds. You know, the bait must have still been settling, all the oil's hanging off, probably pulled him straight down onto the spot. And just goes to show, get that spot rocking and you can have some crackers like this. I've redone it, I've rebaited, put a few more spods out there. So I'm going to slip this one back and sit by the rods. Hopefully there's a chance of one more yet.
Right, would you Adam and Eve it? Elliot had to go up the bank and photo a lovely old original 30 pounder, and in the time that he'd gone, the old single that I was complaining about that hadn't done anything absolutely ripped off. Had a really epic battle. It was boiling up under the trees on the island, but I managed to get him away, and all from then on it was all pretty plain sailing, and got myself an original too. Probably one of the biggest fish in the lake. It's an old friend, one that I've caught a couple of times in the past. I think the biggest I've had it at is 31 pound. He's grown on quite a bit since then. It's probably been up to 37, 38 pounds, and I guess now probably 33 or 34. So we'll get him out. We'll have a little look at him, shall we?
Here he is, the old shanty mirror. On the scales he went 33.12. We guessed the weight, we had a bit of help there because good old Jake Warble had him a few weeks back, so we knew what he'd roughly be. I'm over the moon with this trip back to the quarry to catch one of my old friends. It's great, it's made the trip all the more special, and it came on the single hook bait with a squid goo and the little king stiff rig, which we will show you very shortly. Right, one last little look at one of the quarry's finest. Perfect way to end the session. I'm over the moon. I'm not really one for repeat captures, but to see it after 12 years is really, really special. So I'm going to slip him back to fight another day.
Well, I said I was going to show you my rigs. This is the first one of 2, and they're quite similar, so I'm going to talk you through the pros and cons of each. You've probably seen me using this before in the past. It's what I would call my, basically it's a hinge stiff rig, but we're using one coating continued all the way through. It's the semi-stiff end trap, and by the split shot I've got a tiny break, and that's because I need that little hinge just for it to sit up straight, and it just that helps with the hooking potential of the rig as well. The semi-stiff is stiff enough to push that critically balanced bait away, and that split shot only just takes the bait down. You know, I've got a variety of sizes and I adjust them depending on what pop-ups I'm using. It's a rig suited to big fish, small fish, but any sort of situation where you want an easy, quick to tie rig that it will perform well. The only time that I would change on this is when I'm fishing at really long range. You know, this section that I shape with my finger, it's got a little bit of memory to it, and it does hold the curve to a degree, but if you're really whacking it out there, that force that you're generating the cast, that can straighten it out, and it doesn't quite hold that curve, and that's where the other one comes into its own. But talking through the components, I've got a pineapple pop up there, and that's onto the size 8 choddy hook, knotless knotted through the end trap semi-stiff, small little break there, BB shot, and that's tied directly to the hybrid leg clip. Nice simple rig, used it in loads of places, and it's the one I chose to fish over the baited patch last night. I had sweet corn in the spod mix, and that's why I went for the yellow. You know, they're searching out those little flecks of yellow, and hopefully they'd see that and be straight onto it. Moving on to the next one, this is the rig that I used for the single hook bait, and again the reason, like I mentioned earlier, is because this mouth trap section, 20 pound that I've got here, is very, very filled with memory basically, and I steamed that round my little rig bin, and that shape will keep there permanently even with a full-blooded cast. It's probably like 115 yards to that island, and I just thought it was the necessary to do it. So basically, again, talking through the components, we've got a size 8 choddy hook, the 20 pound mouth trap, size 11 ring swivel, and 20 pound IQ2, again tied directly to the hybrid leg clip. You know, that fluorocarbon, it's heavy, it sinks, it's stiff enough, that bait's balanced just with the weight of that swivel, just wafts out like that. And that curve in the chod section, this is the reason why it is so effective. You know, if I put it into my palm, tension it downwards, It just naturally every time has to roll over, and that is why it's such an effective rig. Right, it's midday. The action seems to have really dried up. You know, that last bite come around 9:30, and to be honest, I really don't think I'll get another one, even if I stay here till dark. If I was staying for another night, I'd be pretty confident of catching maybe more through the night or again tomorrow morning. But that's 24-hour fishing for you, know. The chance and the window's gone. We're going to sit it out a little bit longer, but to be honest, I think it's over.